one of the few last conversations we had, he told me that I needed to pay
the water bill.
Yes. And I'm laughing because I don't know if he knew or didn't know that I didn't know how to pay the water bill.
Yeah.
A tough one for me has been so much of dealing with the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
Hope is what carried me.
Love that.
Telling my kids, like, my daughter, no, you gotta go off to college.
Yeah.
Because if dad comes back and you in this house, when dad comes back. Because I knew dad was coming back.
Yeah.
And you're in this house.
Yeah.
That's not what dad wanted. Thank you for tuning in today to today's episode for episode 6.
Episode 6.
Yes, today's episode is on the wait.
Mm-hmm.
And the waiting. Ew.
When you gotta wait.
I like that. I mean, I don't like the wait and the waiting, but I like the title of today's episode. Okay, so anywho, thank y'all for tuning in. So we want to tell you guys thank you so much.
Yes.
To our viewers. Thank you for the comments on the last episode that we just did.
Oh my God.
We got so many comments.
Yeah, we did.
On the village. You guys really gave us great feedback. I think for some people, they realized like what their villages look like.
Yeah.
Or the lack of.
Or the lack of a village.
Or
realizing that they needed a village.
Yeah.
Or how guarded they were. Like, because we talked a lot about, how we push that village away, or we don't recognize the village that we have.
Yes.
We just see them as like friends or whatever.
Yes. And I think like, I don't know about you, but I got so many text messages and calls and so many people chimed in and tell us like, this is such a good episode.
Yeah.
I realize I need to create a village that I want.
Yeah.
So I really want to say thank you to our viewers, right?
Yeah.
I want to tell you guys like we really love the feedback. We do this week after week. And it's a lot sometimes because we go through such an emotional state as we're doing this, but it's really great when you have the feedback and when people comment to tell us like what they feel about it. It's amazing. So we really appreciate that. What are you laughing at?
Because when you said we go through so many emotions, because we do.
We do.
Like
We
literally,
do.
we could be laughing.
Yes. I was like, what are you laughing at?
Because we could be laughing.
Yeah.
And then the next thing you know,
we crying. We crying. Or we're like, it's times when she's like, I'll call you back. I just need to call you back. And I can be a bit of a, I don't want to say pusher.
Yeah,
but I could be a
what's
bit
the problem, Clink?
Yes, I'm like, what's the problem?
Yeah.
But I think, and then my therapist come out and I want to be like, well, just tell me what you're feeling. And she be looking at me like, I am not one of your clients or patients. I'm done. You are not about to do me. So I'll call you back. But thank you guys. I really want you guys to know how much your comments mean to us. We appreciate your feedback. Our numbers are looking amazing on Facebook and Instagram. Please, guys, jump over into TikTok. We know that our audience is like our age. We won't say, but but maybe you guys don't do TikTok because I'm learning TikTok.
Me too.
Yeah, but we really are trying to get our viewers up, followers, subscribers. I don't even know what they're called on TikTok. That's how out of touch I am with TikTok.
We probably should do a challenge to ourselves.
Yeah.
And
post
figure it
on there or figure it out.
Figure it out.
We're going to have to get some help with TikTok, but help us out, you guys. Go over to TikTok. But anyways, let's talk about today's.
We can recruit those teenagers.
Yeah.
My teenagers.
Yours.
They know all about TikTok.
Your teenagers.
I need to do that. Yeah.
They need to help us.
Well, I think I wanted to say also thanks for being thanks for watching and then chiming in to let us know to encourage us to keep going.
Yeah.
Because I think that in the midst of all of the like you said, the emotions and everything that we go through, going back and forth of should we talk about this? Should we not talk about this? oh my God, it's before the world. Should we say this?
Yeah.
But then we say it and we feel better about
After.
saying it
Yeah.
because we feel like it's like being able to share your truth in that moment.
Mhm.
And then people chiming back into you saying, hey, I love that. I was feeling the same way,
Yeah.
or I thought about that and
Yes.
I needed to hear that.
Yes.
I think for us, that's been very rewarding.
Yeah,
So
and motivational to keep going.
to
I
keep
think
going,
at
yeah.
times, it's a lot for us, right? Because
Yeah,
I
it hit
mean,
home first.
it definitely hits home first, but
Yes.
then it's a lot for us too, even in our personal lives, because we're
Yeah.
both working women.
Yeah.
We both are
Yeah.
mothers.
Mothers.
We have
Yeah.
to put our own clothes on, clean our own house, do our
Yeah.
makeup,
That part.
you know, our makeup.
We do.
So, and we're doing all this ourselves.
Yeah.
So, it's time out of our busy lives, our
Yeah.
busy schedules to
Mhm.
come and do this. But
Yeah.
I will say, like, it's no pressure to do it. I
Mhm.
enjoy it. We
I
enjoy
agree.
each other's company
Yeah.
company.
Mhm.
And I feel like after we do it, I don't know about you, but for me, I
Mhm.
feel like an onion. It's like,
You peeling back
yeah,
layers.
like I'm peeling
Yeah.
back layers. I'm feeling better. I'm feeling
Yeah.
like I can go out into the world and face another week
Yeah.
and I'm telling my truth. So I don't
Yeah.
know about you, but
Yeah. No, I
for
felt the
me, that's
same.
how I feel.
Yeah.
And when you guys comment and you share what you're feeling and what you're going through
Mhm.
at home and what your villages look like, it's really helpful.
Yeah.
It's helpful. It
I agree.
gives me the drive to come back and do it all
I
over again.
know.
Fix my makeup and my crown and do it all over
We
again.
definitely get hyped up about new
We
episodes.
do.
Yeah, we do. We do. And this one,
Ooh,
the
let's get
weight,
into this one.
the weight and the weight.
Yeah.
Um,
This was this
how
was hard.
heavy is having to wait?
Yeah. It was so first of all, Clink, let's talk about what we mean by the
The
wait
weight. Yeah.
in the waiting.
So what does it look like, right? What is what
Mhm.
is what does that wait look like
Mhm.
when you're having to wait? Um and that could be anything,
Yes.
right? Like if you're waiting on getting married, if you're waiting to become a mom,
A job
a
interview.
job interview, yeah, if you're
Anything.
waiting
Yeah.
for that, anything, if
Mhm.
you're waiting to you did it. Oh, I'm thinking about one of the sisters from the church when she took the bar exam, waiting to
Mm.
get those results back.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh, yes.
Um,
Yeah. That had to be
that
heavy.
yeah, what does that
Um,
look like? And how heavy can that be?
yes.
You
So
know,
that's what we mean by the
the
weight.
weight, the
The weight
heaviness.
is the heaviness is what we're
Uh-huh.
talking about. The
Hmm.
weight and the waiting,
Hmm.
right? And so
When you're having to wait. Yeah.
yes. So when you hear our title, The Wait and the Waiting, for us, we're speaking on the heaviness.
The heaviness
Mhm.
and having to wait.
Yeah. And
Mhm.
so one of the things we talked about
Mhm.
is what does it look like in the waiting for you?
Yeah.
So I'll let you go first.
So for me, definitely anxiety. Being it feels like being unprepared when you have to wait. It's like you feel like you can't move on without getting this done first.
Mhm.
So so the fear of the unknown, the anxiety part, the
Mhm.
anxiousness, and then I feel like not in control,
That's
right?
huge.
Because you have to wait.
Yeah.
So you're not in control. Like you can't move forward because you gotta wait.
Yeah.
So you're really not in control.
Mhm.
And I think, and if you guys like have been following us on the podcast, for me, I need to have everything structured,
Control.
organized. Yeah, I need to be in
She needs
control.
control.
I do need to. Well, no, of some things, like not all things, but of some things, God got me all the way together with that whole control thing, and I relinquished it to Him.
Okay.
But no, but there are things like I feel like I need this to flow like this,
Mhm.
right? And then when something gets off track, and I have to wait, then it's like, wait a minute,
Mhm.
right?
Right. True.
What's going on? And then that's when the anxiety kicks in because it's like you don't know. Now I don't own the anxiety, but the anxiousness,
Mhm.
it creeps up.
Yeah,
It creeps
it
up.
definitely does. I think that's the human in us, right?
Yeah.
Like, because
Yeah.
I know for me, Um, I definitely agree with the heaviness. For me, I get worried.
Yep.
I find myself getting scared.
Mhm.
I think a tough one for me has been so much of dealing with the fear of the unknown.
Yeah.
So at times, if I have to wait on something, I'll even try to figure out how I can move things
Mm,
to make it go
yes.
because I don't like the fear of the unknown,
Yeah.
right? So I
Uh-huh.
think I think one of the heaviest times for me was waiting was when if you've watched like she said the past episodes, I lost my spouse. And so during that time of COVID and my husband being sick,
Mhm.
he was in the hospital, and when he went into the hospital, he was awake.
Yeah.
He was talking.
Uh-huh.
And one of the things he had told me was, and this was actually one of the few last conversations we had had. He
Yeah.
told me that I needed to pay
The water bill.
the water bill.
Yes.
And I'm laughing
Right.
because I don't know if he knew or didn't know
Mhm.
that I didn't know how to pay the water bill.
Yeah.
So
Yeah.
I had to call a couple friends and
Mhm.
ask them,
Mhm.
um,
Here you go, sugar.
leave me
It's
alone.
coming.
I had to ask them, how do I pay the water bill?
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
And so I remember calling one of my friends in particular, my Ashley. Remember, y'all can't have her. She's mine.
Yes.
But she always was there for me and no
Yeah.
judgment,
Mhm.
and I wasn't. For those of you who don't know, I've had people ask me, was I a stay-at-home wife? No, I worked.
Mhm.
And to know me is to know sometimes I worked multiple jobs.
That part.
Not because I had to, but because that's just who I was. So, but back to the wait and the waiting. I think for me, that 68 days, and that's how long my husband was in the
Mhm.
hospital, LaJava, it was hard.
Yeah.
But I think at times, you guys, what we fail to realize is um, even though we deal with fears, we deal with anxiety, we deal with anxiousness, it's preparation in the waiting.
Right.
But we don't always know it, right?
Mhm.
So one of the things Johnny said to me was I needed to pay the water bill,
Right.
but I didn't know how to pay the water bill,
Yeah.
right? So I had to call, I had to
Mhm.
phone a friend,
That part.
my Ash.
Some village.
Yes,
Tap
my
into your
village.
village.
Yes,
Uh-huh.
and ask her, "Hey, who do you pay the bill? And what
Yeah.
if you don't know the account number?"
Yeah.
And she taught me how to go in, put the address, and how
Yeah.
to pay it.
Yes.
And these moments in the midst of this sad situation, these moments were great for me
Mhm.
because I had hope, right? And my
Yeah.
hope was in this waiting, when he come home, I'll be able to tell him I paid the water bill.
Yes. Aw.
So then, as the days went by, the moments became longer, right? The
Right.
waiting became longer.
Right.
And you guys, during this time, like these were real, I was going through real life. I
Yeah.
had a kid that I needed to get to college.
Yep. Remember that.
And I remember her asking me, Mom, Dad is sick. I don't think I should go.
Mhm.
But in this waiting, it was like, no, your dad wants you to still go to college,
Yeah.
right? So you've got to go.
Mhm.
And I need to figure out how we're going to do this,
Right.
right? Because we're waiting on dad to come home because dad's coming home,
Yeah.
right? Because
Right.
that's the waiting. That's
Yeah.
the hope,
Right.
is that Johnny was coming home.
Yeah.
So everybody needs to keep going. We
Yes.
got to pay these water
Uh-huh.
bills.
Come on, because they don't stop.
They don't stop,
Yeah.
right?
Uh-huh.
And then it went to, okay, now it's time to pay the mortgage.
Yeah.
So I phoned a friend,
Uh-huh.
Ashley,
Yep.
and I'm like, Ashley, there's this woman named Penny. And Ashley showed me how do we pay Penny Mac,
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
so there was these moments when I was like, Johnny gonna be so proud of me,
Yes.
but
Uh-huh.
there was also in that waiting, Clink, it was hope.
Yeah.
It was like almost like God was preparing me
For what was to come.
for what was to come.
Uh-huh.
but hope is what carried
Okay.
me.
Love that.
That's
Yes.
what carried me. And then like telling my kids, like my daughter, no, you gotta go off to college
Yeah.
because if dad comes back and
Uh-huh.
you in this house,
Mhm.
when dad comes back,
When dad
because
comes
I
back.
knew dad was coming back,
Yeah.
and you're
Uh-huh.
in this house,
Yeah.
that's not what dad wanted. He
Right.
signed you up. We made the choice.
Right.
We picked your HBCU
Right.
and you're going.
Aw.
So during this time of waiting,
Mhm.
my weights were heavy.
Yeah. They were.
They were very heavy. I still had to drive a kid to college,
Mhm.
um, move her into a dorm,
Yes.
and my family, my
Mhm.
villages,
Yeah.
Miss Emma, my brother-in-law, they all came
Yeah.
down
Uh-huh.
and they helped
Yep.
me
I remember.
get her in there,
Yeah.
my villages.
Yeah.
Um, some of the previous students that I would have dinner with, y'all got to go back and watch.
Yeah.
They sent stuff to her dorm so
Uh-huh.
she would have it there.
Yeah.
Certain friends told me how to do it so it would be easier because
Easy.
they had moved a couple kids off to
Yeah.
college.
Mhm.
And so during this time of waiting, you guys, there was so much heavy weight that I
Yeah.
had to carry,
Yeah.
but I believe that there was so much preparation for what was to come,
Mm.
And so
Yeah.
I think at times when we're waiting, we are dealing with fears, we're dealing with anxieties, we're dealing with heaviness, but through it all, we're being prepared for something greater.
Yeah.
We don't always know what it is. And
Right.
then to me, this wasn't a greater situation,
Right.
right?
Mhm.
But I still believe God knew,
Yeah.
So he
Mhm.
knew in 68 days because of the hope that I had that my
Mhm.
husband was coming home,
Yeah.
it was a preparation for what was the other side.
Yeah.
And I had to learn so many things
Mhm.
so fast.
Yeah. I remember.
So
Yeah.
that's a time for me when I had a lot of fears.
Yeah.
I had a lot of anxiety.
Mhm.
Um, I had a lot of heaviness.
Yeah.
It was a lot of weight in that waiting,
Right.
but it was a lot of preparation.
Mhm. 'Cause what does that look like? I mean, for someone on the outside looking in, you know what I mean? You just would assume someone on the outside looking in would just assume, "Oh, we'll help with what we can," but I don't think anybody would have ever thought, like, she don't know how to pay the water bill,
No,
or she doesn't know how to.
I don't think anybody knew that,
Mm-mm,
Clink. I don't think.
mm-mm.
I think
I mean,
certain
yeah,
people in
because
my
I knew.
villages
Yeah, I
knew.
knew.
But did you know or did you discover it during the time? Well, you probably knew.
No, I knew from day one.
You probably knew.
I
Yeah,
knew
you
before
knew.
y'all got married.
Yeah. Well, because I wasn't paying no water
Right,
bills
no,
before
no,
we got
I'm
married.
not saying just the water bill.
Uh-huh.
What I'm saying, I knew the way Johnny took care of you.
Yes.
I knew
Yes.
that.
Yeah.
So it's not surprising to say, Clink, I don't even know who I pay the water to. Right?
I
That
did
wasn't
not.
surprising for me
Yes.
because I knew how he took care of you. And he
Yes.
took care of things,
Yes.
and that was just his role.
Yes.
And he did it well.
And you know what? I I hope I can say this.
Mhm.
There was one time
Mhm.
when you had a and you guys, if you watched the past episode, you know that my friend lost her father.
Oh yeah. Mhm.
And I remember one time we went to go visit
Mhm.
your mom,
Mhm.
stepmother.
Mhm.
And it was something where she made a comment that she wished someone would help her with figuring out. Do
Mm.
you remember
I
that?
don't remember, but
Yes,
I believe it.
with figuring out and at that time I hadn't lost Johnny.
Mm.
And I remember her saying that and I didn't really it didn't dawn on me
Mhm.
what she meant.
Right.
I don't know if you remember her saying that.
Mm. I don't remember, but I mean, I definitely can. I can see her saying that.
It didn't dawn on me though,
Mhm.
LaJava, because Johnny was very much well alive, right?
Right.
And so to hear her say that,
Yeah.
it never clicked to
Mhm.
me that it could possibly be
My story.
my story,
Mhm. Yeah.
And so I think through this episode, when we talked about like the waiting,
Mhm.
and me and you have talked about this many a times.
Yes.
It was so much that I didn't know.
Mhm.
But I think I know God is so strategic with how
Yeah,
he does things
definitely.
because and I know I've told you several times, it was the hope
Mhm.
that
Yeah,
kept me going.
right.
It was the hope of and I always wanted him to be proud of me.
Yeah,
Like, that was one thing.
yeah, yeah. Mm.
I always wanted him to be proud of me. Like,
Yeah,
and I always wanted to hold things
yeah.
to the standard that he held things,
Yes,
right?
uh-huh.
So for me, that meant
Yeah.
keeping things going,
Mhm.
And so if I had to call
Yes.
Ashley or call
Yeah.
whoever, it couldn't nothing be messed up when he came
When he
home.
came home, right.
And everybody needs to be
Where they supposed to be.
where they supposed to
Just in
be.
college.
In college, Josh needed to have gone on with school.
Right.
Me and Josh needed to
Uh,
have gotten along.
got that. Yes. But
you
that's
know,
so true.
but that was my weights.
Mhm.
Those were my weights
Yeah. Yeah.
in my waiting.
And so what I'm hearing is that it was the hope that carried you that kind of made that weight a little lighter.
Yes.
The hope,
Yeah.
it was heavy, nonetheless, because um it's something new. It was something new that you had to do,
Yeah.
and while you were doing it, not because you wanted to, but because you had to
I
in that
had
moment.
to.
But that hope made it a little lighter for you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I so that takes us to our next
But we don't
question.
know. But then that's the thing. Before we go into that, I just say that we don't even with the hope, right?
Yeah.
We still don't know.
Yeah. So what happens when you're hoping
Uh-huh.
and you're waiting
Yeah.
and what you're waiting for
Never comes.
never comes?
Yeah. But then you look back on it today and you say, God prepared me for that.
Yeah.
Even while I was hoping,
Yeah.
God was preparing because his plans are not our plans. Right.
Yeah.
And so he had a plan, but he knew that but God knows us better than we know ourselves. And
Right.
so where we wouldn't have probably been able to get through that, if you would have known from the gate.
Yeah. Oh,
But it
that
was the
part
hope of,
that kept me going.
yeah.
So I
It was
think
the Johnny's gonna be proud of me when he
yes.
comes home, or I'm gonna do this because I know he'll be excited,
Yes.
and I can't wait to tell
And
him.
I think about it like this. We said the weight. Weights are
Yeah.
heavy,
Yeah.
right? So
Yeah.
if a person's lifting weights or you're
Mhm.
working out,
Yeah.
but you hoping for good results,
Uh-huh.
you're more likely to go through the training,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
So I feel like when you're waiting on something
Mhm.
and you're being prepared for it in the waiting,
In the waiting.
but you don't even realize you're
Yeah.
being prepared for it and you have the hope to carry you through.
Yeah.
Right? It's no different from someone who wants a job. You got to
Mhm.
wait for them to call you back and tell you you got the job,
Yeah, you do. Yeah.
or you're going for a house and you up against everybody.
Ooh. Yes.
And somebody else put an offer in over on
Over
you.
you. Yeah.
But you
Yeah.
waiting for that call back that they picked your
They picked your
offer
offer.
over somebody
Yeah.
else's.
Yeah.
We gain so much hope sometimes in our waiting, but
Yeah.
those are the things that we don't always
That's
know.
right.
We don't always know. And then
Yeah.
you waiting and you hopeful and you happy, so you start to pack your boxes
Listen,
and they don't pick you.
I'm gonna pack my boxes by faith.
That part. That
But no,
part.
but it's so true
It's
though,
true.
right? Just the fear of the unknown.
The fear
You
of the
don't know
unknown.
what's gonna happen.
Yeah.
But you gotta trust just listen.
It's easier said than done.
It is.
It's easier said than
It
done.
is. That's my hope.
Yeah.
Is my trust in God that
True.
at the end of the day he's gonna work it out. And I don't want to sound like cliche because there's been situations and times where I'm like, wait a minute, God, where you at?
Yeah.
And you feel like, are you gonna answer? Or are you gonna do something?
Are you gonna do
Or
something?
like you keep coming to him and saying, Like, God, I'm asking you this, and you ain't saying nothing,
Yeah.
or you ain't moved nothing.
You ain't changed my
You
situation
ain't
at
changed
all.
nothing,
Yeah.
right? And then you come back, you're like, wow, that was the why. That's why. Because I didn't need it right then in that moment.
Yeah, but how do you don't always know
You
that.
don't know it until I said later on down the line.
Yeah, I know. But in the midst of
In
it,
the midst of it,
you dealing with fear,
yes,
anxiety, you scared,
yes,
you
not in control.
not in control.
You're not in control.
That part.
You're
You're not
definitely
in
not in
control.
control of the outcome.
Yeah. No, you're not, and
Mm-mm.
sometimes you just not in control at all. The
No.
outcome, the income, why
Right.
you in it,
Yeah. Yeah.
none of it.
Right.
You have no choice.
Yeah. But in your case, you had to take control.
I had to take control.
Yeah.
And that's sometimes where what happens when you take control and
Mm.
you choose the wrong thing, or you take control and it's not the right direction.
Mm-hmm.
Which brings us to our next question.
What's the next question?
Our next question is, ooh, I done got mixed up on these cards. Our next question is, talk about a time when you should have waited,
Ooh.
but you did not.
Okay, you start, friend.
Okay. That's a good question. It's so funny because I think for me, there are so many times
Mm-hmm.
when I have put my hands
Uh-huh.
in the midst of the
Yeah.
waiting because I'm an impulsive person.
Yes.
I can be
Mm-hmm.
very impulsive.
Yeah.
And sometimes I don't like to wait.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think anybody does if we're being honest, you
Mm.
guys. But I feel like that's where my control takes over.
Mm-hmm.
And so control and impulsiveness are not two good things to go together, right?
Right.
Because you can find yourself making decisions out of hastiness or
Mm-hmm.
impulsiveness because you just think that's what you're supposed to
Yeah,
do.
and you want to see it. You don't want to follow it through. You want to see it done. And in
Yeah.
your mind,
In
you
my
can
mind,
do it.
I can do
And you can get the job done real
Yes.
quick,
Yes.
right?
Yes. And so you don't, I think for me, it's like, it's so many times when it's like, are you really trusting
Mm-hmm.
anything besides yourself?
Mm-hmm.
Because when you trust yourself, then I can just do it, right?
Yeah,
Like, let me just take over.
right.
Cause I don't even know if you hear me. And I usually do stuff and be like, LaJava, can you call and pray for me? And I find myself doing stuff like that. Or I
Mm.
go from church to church,
Mm.
being like, okay, God, like I've been asking you to do this. Maybe you didn't hear me in this building, so I'm going over
Mm.
to this one.
Oh, oh my. But that's reality.
That's
That's
my
real. That's what
reality.
it. But
Yeah,
you're not the only one,
sure.
right?
Yeah.
You got them. Where people that you're looking for an answer.
You're looking for an
You're
answer.
looking for an answer.
But
I
then
think I'm guilty of that too.
okay.
Maybe not so much jumping from the way you do it,
I don't jump,
but I
but I
am, but
visit.
visit ain't nothing wrong with it. But I think that I think I'm guilty of that, like, calling on my village
Yeah.
and say, "Hey, what do you think about this?" Or should I do this? Or what are your thoughts about this? And not that cuz my village going to hype me up every time,
Mhm.
right? But like they're also going to say, "Okay, wait, let's look at the pros and cons. Let's look at, um is this good for you right now?"
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
Um I mean, there's a scripture that says there's safety in the multitude of counsel.
Mhm.
So I do think it's good that you confer with someone, because everybody needs somebody.
True.
So it's good to talk to somebody, just so that you're not in your own thoughts and your own thinking, because we know how we can be.
Yes.
And for me, not being in control of the situation in that moment or whatever we have going on, not being in control of it, I can like fall into like that anxiousness,
Mhm.
right? And so I think talking, with people that know you best,
Yeah.
wise counsel,
I think for me, I've
just
been
do
and
it.
waited so long,
You
I
just
just
do
do
it.
it. And then I go back and be like, "Hey, y'all."
Uh-uh. You do it, and I'll be like, "Wait, where you at?
Or
You didn't even tell me you was."
that's usually what I do,
Yeah,
right? Like, if
yeah,
I'm being real,
yeah.
that's
You
me.
you definitely do
The
that.
that's me. I
Yeah.
just do it, and
Mhm.
I will say this, that's my mama. That was
Mhm.
my mother.
Mhm.
Imma do it,
Yeah.
and then Imma go back and be like and I might even pull away while I'm doing it.
'Cause you know.
'Cause I think part of me, I know in my mind that maybe this
Mhm.
is not the
Mhm.
best thing for me
Mhm.
to do.
What that girl, she's on TikTok. She be like, "Imma do it anyways."
That's probably what
She be like, God be like, God be like, "No, don't do that." And she be like, Imma do it anyways."
that's probably a little bit of me. So I do
Yeah.
it, and then I'm like, "Hey, y'all."
Yeah.
And one thing about you, you be like, "Oh, you didn't even tell me."
Right.
And I be saying to myself, "I know.
Uh,
I know I didn't tell you, probably. I knew what you would have said."
yeah.
So I think for me to answer this question about one time when I should have waited but didn't, there's many answers.
There
There's
are
many situations
many times.
that I should have waited
We've talked about a few.
a whole lot. But I think the one conclusion I will say is
Uh-huh.
at times when I know I'm supposed to wait,
That's when you do it.
and then I go and then I go back and I'm
Uh-huh.
like,
I
I
should have
did this, and then it's like, can you tell me how I'm gonna get out of this one? So the moral of the story is
just go on and wait.
I should have waited.
Go on and wait.
Yes,
Yes. Go ahead and wait.
wait.
I'm thinking about, and I think this is something that I have. Well, actually goes into question 3, where we're talking about how has culture pushed the hidden agenda of instant results.
Mm,
And I think, I mean, I guess it's the question is culture,
yeah,
but the
but is
reality,
it just
no,
culture?
that
It's not
I think
culture.
the reality is we push ourselves into those
We
instant
push
results.
ourselves into
But
the
then when we think
results.
about culture, we think about the things that are around us that is like instant, instant, instant,
Girl, you got
instant.
an Instapot.
I got an Instant Pot. Oh,
So have you ever thought about that?
but I use that bad boy
But think
often.
about it, like, come on.
Yeah,
That even
a
speaks to
that's a
to
lifesaver. Don't do my Instant Pot.
I have
'Cause
an
listen,
Instapot, but I'm just saying
versus a crock
microwave,
versus a crock pot
that takes
that takes
3, 4,
forever.
5
Like
hours,
you gotta
right?
put that on before you go to work.
Yes. You
But
can
if
come
you
home
forget,
from work.
you could come and meat be froze
Yes.
because you forgot to take it out before you went to work,
Exactly.
and you got a whole meal
Come on
that
now.
would have taken how long?
Should have been 3 to 5 hours.
Yeah, you got it in a good
I'm thinking
45
about some
minutes
good
to an
old
hour and a half.
oxtails, but
Turkey tails.
whatever. But it's saying that think
Yes.
about, like, how we look at life, like,
Yeah. Mhm.
like, I want to do this today.
Yeah.
I don't wanna wait.
I don't wanna wait. Or and thinking about it, right, that whole microwave, right? The
Mhm.
microwave generation, right?
Yeah.
When my kids started cooking noodles in the microwave, I was like, "What? You cooking a noodle where?"
A noodle in the microwave.
Yeah, noodle in the
It's called
microwave.
instant noodles.
And I ain't talking about the cup of noodle. I'm talking
Oh.
about the package
Oh,
where they
really?
put it in. Yes, put it some water in a bowl and put it in the microwave.
I ain't
It
never
tastes
tried that. I'm
nothing
a
like a
cup.
noodle on a pot. No, don't do that.
Okay, I like the cup.
Yeah, oh, I like the cup noodles, but I'm saying a noodle in the microwave don't taste nothing like a noodle on the stove.
Got it.
Is what I'm
Okay.
saying.
Okay.
But it's like instant.
Mhm.
Like let's
Yeah.
so it look good. It look like it's supposed to
Come
be
on now.
good.
But it must not taste nothing like it.
But is it good for you?
Right.
Is it do it taste like the authentic, the original? You
Right.
know what I mean?
So if you'd have just waited and cooked it on the stove,
Yeah, then you got that real.
you'd have got the real.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
I think
But I ain't gonna say that about the Instapot because I love that Instapot.
the Instapot
Me
too. That's
too.
not what
Me
I was
too.
saying. I like
Yeah,
Instapots,
I
you
do.
guys. That's not what I'm saying.
Yeah.
What I'm saying is we live in such a
Yeah.
culture, not just culture, world,
Mhm.
generation,
Yeah.
the times we
Where
live in.
everything is instant.
It's instant. So when you gotta wait,
Mhm.
that can be a lot. It brings on a lot of heaviness, a lot of
Yeah.
emotions, a lot of fears, a lot of doubts, a lot of
Second guessing yourself.
second guessing, overthinking.
Overthinking, second guessing yourself, and sometimes in this case, second guessing, you know, the God that you serve.
That
And I
part.
say that because I'm thinking of um Abraham and Sarah
Mm.
when God said you're gonna have a child in your old age.
Girl, Sarah didn't believe it.
She didn't believe it.
Would you?
I mean, if God said
Exactly.
no, I mean right now today,
But I'm saying,
I'll be like,
would
how
you?
say,
ha-
but yes, I get it. Like I mean, I get it, and but see, that goes back to being left alone. Because in her mind, she probably like, I'm old.
In my mind,
And in my mind, I'm old. He ain't talking about
exactly.
me. He
He talking
talking
about
about
somebody else. I'm
through me. Through me,
because
right?
that's what we
Come here, Hagar.
do.
Right?
Exactly.
So I think
Exactly.
see? So she helping God. She helping God.
Exactly.
But he said you.
He did.
Mm-hmm.
He did.
He said you.
And he knew what he was talking about.
Mm-hmm.
But the wait.
But the waiting.
The waiting.
Because something gotta happen in
Yeah.
order to conceive.
Exactly.
But she was old. So she was like, probably not. You don't mean me, God.
Surely you don't mean
Surely
me.
you don't mean me.
Surely not me.
Come here, Hagar. Because she's my handmaid, so that's
Yeah.
through me. Right?
I'm saying,
Yeah.
I mean, in our
But look what not waiting costs.
yes.
Right?
Look at what not waiting causes in our own
In
lives.
our own lives.
Look at what not waiting causes in our own
How many
lives.
times have we said, man, I should have waited.
Exactly.
I should have waited.
And you know what's so funny is
Eat on the way home. Wait, I'm thinking of that. Grabbing something to eat. My husband grab something to eat on the way home. Get home, and I done cooked this big grand meal. He like, man, I should have waited. You done messed up now.
he could eat again.
It ain't gonna be good when you ain't good as good when you
hungry.
when you done ate something.
Yeah. Or you done spent your money. You could have saved on your money.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah.
I just think it's when you talk about the heaviness and the weight in it, I think in this day and age, people deal with it in so many different aspects. And we're talking about it from one standpoint, but I've even like sent a text message to someone and they didn't respond on when when you sitting there looking at that phone like, what's taking so long?
How?
Yeah.
Or okay, what's taking so long? For a response.
Before a response,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
Or you send that email and you don't get a response.
But what about when you send the email or you send a text message in haste and you can't pull it back?
You know they got that good
waited.
delete now.
Well, you can't delete after a certain time.
That's true.
After so long.
That's true. And you should have waited.
You should have waited because sometimes we speak out in haste.
Yeah.
Or sometimes we say things that we shouldn't say, but because we're in the moment. And sometimes you just need to sit in that thing for a minute. You just need to sit in it for a minute.
Yeah.
And then you'll come to yourself.
Oh, I done learned that quite a bit. Yeah.
I think we both have.
Yeah.
Where we like, wait a minute. Okay, just give me a minute to process this.
Yes. And you know what's so funny? I've learned through talking this out and many times that we've talked about this subject before we talked about it and just conversations that we have had about life that I am an impulsive person.
Yeah.
So for me,
yes, you are.
You need to stop.
Yes, you are.
I am.
You are.
I am, but it's not always a bad thing. I mean, I'm also a person that gets stuff done.
You do get stuff done.
But I can be impulsive.
Sometimes.
And I'm learning, I think, but I do feel like I've gotten a little bit better. It's gradually.
At calling on your village before you do things.
Yeah. Not just in that. I think even in like giving people time to process and respond.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, giving people time to process and respond.
But sometimes you have to be reminded of that, and so do I.
Yes.
Right?
Yeah,
sometimes you're like, wait, hold on. Just okay, let's take a look at that. Let's think about it for a minute.
Yeah.
Is this what we really want to say? Or I get it, that's how we feel, but why do we feel that way?
Yeah, and where is the feelings coming from?
Where is the feelings coming from?
Where's the feelings coming from? Yes, I think a lot of times we've dealt with that in our waiting too. Where are these feelings coming from? You know, because that's also a process of trying to figure out why do you feel that way?
Yeah.
And in our mind,
Yeah.
I'm an overthinker.
And I could justify why I feel the way I feel.
Right.
Yeah.
And so sometimes it's like in the waiting,
Yeah.
you just need to deal with all of that. You
Yeah.
need to slow down, stop, take a pause, and just rest in that.
Well, yeah, I
Sit
think
in that.
one of the things you said was that God develops you in the waiting.
Hmm.
So while you're waiting, I like to say one of the things I say, well, what do you do? What do you do when you're waiting? Right?
Ooh, I stay busy.
That okay, so um what I was thinking was the weights, the heaviness
Hmm.
in the waiting, the time that you have to wait
Hmm.
while you're doing that or while you're
I
waiting.
need to be distracted.
The waiter. The waiter, you're serving. Like you being we gonna talk about that on the next episode.
Oh God, the next episode. Oh,
the
don't even go
staying
into
busy, the
that.
staying busy. But
Yes.
but yes, I get it because that takes your mind off of it,
Yeah.
right? But as you're waiting, you're serving others. And I know for you, friend, that's like one of the things that you're good at,
Yeah.
serving others
I think I've
and pouring into
pouring
others.
this.
So because that brings you great joy when you're doing that, it kind of takes your mind off of this.
I think in some form or fashion,
Hmm.
that has just become my thing.
Hmm.
So I think in one capacity or another, I feel like I almost need that when I'm trying to wait on something else.
Yeah.
It's my form of busyness
Yeah.
that brings me distraction.
Mhm.
It brings me joy
Mhm.
and it gives me something to do while
Yeah.
I'm waiting.
Right.
But I
Mhm.
think even in that sometimes,
It could be a lot when you get by yourself.
yeah,
Uh-huh.
yeah, I
Yeah.
agree. Anywho, this
Mhm.
topic was very interesting. I
It
hope you
was.
guys chime in. Let us know what you guys deal with when you're waiting,
Yeah.
when you're carrying a weight
Mhm.
in the midst of waiting.
Yeah.
And it can be something like waiting on a job, waiting on a promotion, waiting
Mhm.
on trying to purchase a house, finding the right house, anything.
Waiting to get married when everybody else around you is getting married.
Ooh, that one.
That was my story when I had to wait
Yeah.
a
You
long
got a
time.
long time of waiting.
Yeah.
7 years, I want to
It
say.
was 7 years when I decided to wait.
Yeah.
And I made
7 years.
the decision. It was them 7
Just
years waiting.
7 years away.
Yeah.
It was a movie called 7 Years of Slavery. What I don't sorry, I don't know how that came up.
I cannot with you
My mind
today.
be I don't know where that came from.
Oh,
That's not a movie title. I don't know.
listen.
Anyways, I don't know where that came from.
Um,
But yes,
but
like for you, it
yeah,
was the marriage, waiting on the marriage.
yeah.
For me, it was Johnny.
Mhm.
The process of Johnny being in the hospital. That
Yeah.
was long, very long. I mean, when you say 68 days, it don't sound long, but that
Mhm.
was the longest 68 days of my life.
I remember.
And you every day told me
Every
about some joy.
after this, there's gonna be
Yeah.
joy
And
after
when the
this.
joy don't look like what you thought,
Mm.
that was tough.
Yeah.
That was
Yeah.
tough. But anyways, that brings us to our takeaway. What's your takeaway?
Um, my scripture.
What's your
My
scripture?
scripture, Isaiah 40 and 31 says, those who wait upon the Lord
Mm,
shall renew their strength. They shall mount up with wings of eagles. They shall run and not be weary. They shall walk and not faint. Um, waiting, you're being processed in the wait,
mhm.
right? Um, so wait.
Yeah.
That's my takeaway. Just and while you're waiting, just allow your like sit in that for a minute.
That's tough.
Only reason why I say, I mean, and I'm saying that, I'm not saying that to be like, oh, just wait. No, I'm saying that because in the wait, like when you sitting in that,
Mhm.
just you,
Mm.
and you sitting in that, right? Just know that you're being processed in that waiting.
It's a lot though. I as you said that, as you sit in that, it brought about another memory for me.
Mm,
It was times that I didn't want to be sitting in that.
Yeah.
So even in my busyness, I remember there was times that I would be like going up the mountain to
Yeah.
exercise
I remember that.
at 4:30 in the morning.
Mhm.
And it was like the first crack of dawn,
Yeah.
I needed to be
Out this house.
out this house.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's and you have to when you're waiting, I mean, I know last week we talked about the village, but you do have to be careful who's in your ear in those moments
Yeah.
also,
Yeah.
because sometimes what they saying ain't what it's supposed to be.
True.
So,
Yeah.
you end up on another road.
Yeah.
And so, sit in that for a minute and
Yeah.
and allow God to process you.
And we're not saying it'll be easy, you guys. It's far from
No,
easy. This
no.
this process for me was very, very far from easy.
Anytime you have to wait.
Yeah, it's not easy. So my takeaway is waiting is hard and waiting is heavy.
Hmm.
It's not easy, but after going through what I went through, I do believe that you can make it.
Yeah.
I do believe that it is a process and the
Hmm.
process prepares you.
Yeah.
And not only does the process prepares you, but um at some point you will know your why.
Yeah. Oh,
You'll know
yeah.
why it went the way it was supposed to go.
Hmm.
And I'm not saying you'll be happy with the outcome,
Yeah.
but sometimes I think us as humans, we need the why,
Yeah.
you know?
Yeah.
And I think that's the hard part for us as
Hmm.
humans sometimes when you don't know the why.
Yeah.
So I feel, no think. I always say I think, but I feel
Yeah.
that waiting can bring about worry, fear,
Hmm.
anxiety, and even pressure to do things your way.
Hmm.
Um, but try to remember to just stick to the waiting.
Yeah.
It will work out in the end.
Hmm.
That's my takeaway.
Yeah.
It'll work out.
I love it. It will. It's
Work
gonna
out.
work out.
It will. All right. Thank you guys. Thanks for tuning in to this episode
Yes.
of The Wait in the Waiting.
Ooh, yeah.
And we hope you will join us next week for Mary and Martha.
Which one are you?
I'm Martha, and I don't even really know who they are. But
Stop.
I know right away I'm Martha. Martha sound like somebody I would be. Anyways, join us next week. Thank you
Yes,
guys. We
thank
hope that you
you.
got something out this episode,
Yeah,
and
it
thank
was
you for
tough.
tuning into this episode.
Hmm.
Please don't forget to like, share,
Yes.
and subscribe,
Subscribe.
and head over to TikTok and help us out.
Yes. And share with us in the comments.
Yeah, what you think?
Yeah.
Yeah,
What are some of the things that you had to wait on?
yeah,
Um, or maybe something that you should have waited for and you didn't.
yeah.
Yeah,
That part.
share with us some of those things in the comments.
Yeah,
This is a tough this I mean, I think we say every episode, "Oh, this was a tough topic." But I
we
think
do.
but I only think it's tough just because we have to sit in it first
Yeah.
before we get in here and talk about it. We done
Mhm.
talked about it about 3 or 4 times already.
Yeah.
And then we come in here and we talk about it in front of everyone. And maybe there's some things that we want to share. Maybe there's some things that we like, "Ooh, I'm still waiting on that one. So
Yeah.
let me hold off on that."
Yes. It's
And
a process.
it's a
It's a
process.
process.
Yeah. And so
Yeah.
in those instances, we just gonna wait.
Yeah.
Because what we're learning is that we need to wait
We need to wait.
sometimes
And we're going through this process together,
together. Yeah.
and
Mhm.
together with you all.
Yeah.
But we don't get up here and claim to have it all together. We far
That's
from have it together.
And I think that's the bigger thing that
Yeah.
we don't. We're being our true, selves, and
Mhm.
we're peeling back these layers.
Onions. Mm. Onions make you cry sometimes.
We're peeling them back one episode at a time. And I think that there's been a lot of growth since our very first episode,
Yeah.
right?
Oh yeah.
I
Yeah.
think for me going into this, it was kind of like, oh, we're gonna, oh, we're gonna do a podcast. It's gonna be fun. We're gonna be Kiki and Kaka.
Because
And
Bible wants to, right?
Yeah, that part.
Because Bible wants to.
But I thought it was just gonna be like all fun and games.
Yeah.
I think in my mind, when we said we were gonna do it, I just said, I'm like, oh, we're just gonna have so much fun, and it's gonna be, we're gonna laugh, we're gonna talk about all the great times. But then we start pulling back the onions, and I'm like, wait a minute, hold up.
Yeah.
No, I won't talk about that. No, I ain't about to say that part. But then, you learn that, as you're talking through things, and as you're talking through them together first before we come here and we talk about them, it's like almost like a therapy.
Yeah, it is.
Because for
me, it is.
Yeah, we're talking about it.
Yeah.
But also being healed from it as we talk about it, because we gotta sit in it.
Yes.
We gotta sit in it for a minute, right? And then we gotta deliver it,
And then I think sometimes too, you guys, and we're just sharing with you guys, but I think in our takeaway, because we're in our takeaway.
Actually in our closing.
Yes, this is our closing. Sometimes you come back to life and you
yeah. Come on. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
In our closing, I will say this. I think that even no matter how many times we go through and talk about it, we always discover something new.
Yeah.
Or we're like, wait a minute. Do you remember this? Or wait a minute. Or
that's
this
why.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And we find so many of, oh my God, this is why.
Yeah, that moment. Or remember this.
Yeah.
Or maybe I'm still going through that, so I don't want to really share that part, because what does that look like for me right now?
Yes.
Let's wait on that.
Let's wait on that.
Right? But there has been a couple of times we're like, nah, we just gonna skip that episode right there.
Yeah.
But then we like, nah, let's deal with it.
Yeah.
Let's deal with it. Let's talk about it.
Before the people.
Let us talk about it first. And then we'll get to the people. But yeah.
But anyway, this has been a great episode.
It has. Thanks so much for sharing your time with us.
Yeah.
Thanks so much for week after week joining us and rocking with us, and encouraging us to keep going.
Yes, Queen. I just looked over and noticed your shirt.
Yeah.
It's cute.
Thank you.